Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Whisky Diaries. My name is Martin Lang and we're here today at Death and Taxes. And we're going to be talking about the Distillers editions from the classic range from Diageo. The classic range, or the classic malts as I say it, for Diageo are 7 distilleries that are basically what they are, that have been owned for the last 30-40 years. Starting with Talisker, that's the one that we're going to be talking about today. Then we've got Cragganmore, Glenkinchie, Dalwhinnie, Caolilla, Lagavulin and Oban. So these distilleries are absolutely awesome. They're classic. They should be in anybody's cupboard at home. You can't go wrong. Talisker, obviously, we talked about the Talisker 41 if you want to have a look at one of our videos as well. It's established in 1830 in the island of Skye. It's a classic malt, classic salty iodine. It's one of very, very particular whiskies out there. It has a cult following all around the world, and they just don't produce about whiskey. Even the duty-free or the retail stuff that you can find duty-free, that usually is miss and match sometimes. Talisker does a great whiskey. So the Distillers Edition is a double maturation type of whiskey. They do it all across the range, and they pick either a port cask or a sherry cask. This one got distilled in 2007 and it got bottled in 2017. They don't tell you how long they spend on each barrel. They do tell you on the bottle that is mature. This one in particular is matured in Amoroso cask. Amoroso cask is a type of sherry very similar to Oloroso sherry, a little bit lighter on flavor. So between, I would say, it will sit between an Oloroso and an Amontillado. That's where the Amoroso style sits. It imparts a really strong a strong color to the whiskey and flavor as well. We talked about the double maturation from the Dalwhinnie. The Dalwhinnie has at the moment takes most of the awards for one of the best double mature whiskies out there. But this one is still delicious. I got a couple of reviews that I read it online. They say that they don't like the fact that the double maturation actually takes away from what the Talisker core flavor is, which it means that the second maturation absorbs a lot of the smoke of the actual Talisker. I don't believe so. I think that it's a good really addition to not only just enjoy if you enjoy Talisker itself, but even if you want to introduce someone to Talisker, because Talisker 10-year-old can be quite upfront and quite strong. So if you want to introduce someone to smoke or something a little bit easier drinking, I will definitely suggest to go with this one. This one is one of the only bottles out of the whole range that is bottled at what Talisker usually is bottled at, that is 45.8. Talisker 10-year-old is bottled at that, and most of the Talisker range is bottled at that, unless they do like a special edition or something like that. So that's the Talisker Distillers Edition right there, and as you can see, the color is actually very different to what you would expect from a Talisker 10-year-old. A Talisker 10-year-old is a clear, almost clear, like really clear yellow. This one has like red tints, and obviously this is coming from the sherry. And I can understand what people say when you smell it, what people say that you lose that punchiness that you get from Talisker, but you still, the core base of Talisker is still there. You can still smell it. I believe that you can pick it up on a blind tasting, like you can still see that is right. Talisker is right there. Yeah, that's delicious. So you definitely get the Talisker. You definitely get the salt, the iodine, but also the sherry comes at the back as well. The spiciness, the dry fruits that you expect from a sherry is there. So that's basically like eating Christmas pudding in front of a fireplace. That's how I would describe it. It's just like that smokiness that comes through your nose at the same time, so that sweetness from the American oak and that dry sherries and the dry fruitness and spices that comes from the sherry cask. So hopefully you enjoy it. We'll see you next time, and slàinte ba.